Welcome to video T14D on the Qualified Business Income Deduction, or the QBI deduction. As a reminder, here's where we stand in our process of calculating taxable income and the settling up process. We're now on step 4, the QBI deduction. So the QBI deduction is a fairly complex piece of new tax code. We're really just going to do an overview here. The real coverage isn't in Module 3, it's in Module 7. But you might hear the QBI deduction by a number of names. Of course, one of them is QBI, another one might be Section 199A, and another yet could be the pass-through or flow-through deduction. And in a nutshell, the QBI deduction is 20% of your pass-through income. And this is subject to just a bevy of limitations that we're going to get into later, but not too much because I don't think we're trying to train you guys to be CPAs here. So Paulette operates a small business as a sole proprietorship. Okay, so that means it's not a separate entity, it's really just her. And her business activity, as we've learned, is reported on a Schedule C that ends up on Schedule 1 that ends up on the 1040. In any event, Paulette generates income of $10,000. 20% of that income is eligible for a deduction called the QBI deduction. So what this effectively does is lowers the tax rate on Paulette's business income. So let's assume that Paulette has a 24% tax rate. So if this income were simply wages income, then it would roll through and we'd have taxable income of $20,000. We'd apply a 24% tax rate to it. The taxes would be $4,800, and leaving her with after-tax cash flows of $15,200. And thus the effective tax rate is also 24%, which is, of course, $4,800 over $20,000. If, however, that were QBI income, so qualified business income, she would first get to take a 20% deduction. So 20% times $20,000 is $4,000. That lowers the taxable income to $16,000. Technically, it doesn't affect the rate, so the rate is still 24%. Her taxes are $3,840, leaving after tax of $16,160. So what that means is the effective tax rate is only 19.2, which is the same as the 24% times 80%, because she gets a 20% deduction. Okay, so the QBI is reported on line 9 of page 2 of the 1040. There are tons and tons of qualifications and tons of limitations, and we'll dig in on some of those in the next module. That brings us to the end of video T14D and the QBI deduction. Thanks for watching.